All right, before we jump into all the reports, I just want to walk through the admin section in Google Analytics. There's a few things that I want to make sure that you're aware of when you're going through your account, because they might come up later on when you want to adjust settings, and just make sure that everything is running smoothly as possible for your account. So I'm going to go through the account, the property, and the view settings all in the admin section, and then we'll jump right into the reports. It won't take too long. But the first section I want to talk about is the account. So the account is kind of the hub of every other property and view that's going to be in your account. So it's the main account, for lack of better words. But what you can do in your account setting is really high level type stuff. So if we go into account settings, it's just the account name for when you go into your actual account dashboard to be able to determine it from other accounts, from other settings that you might have if you are managing multiple Google Analytics accounts. And then there's data sharing settings that you can enable to share your data with other Google products, share it anonymously with Google to help them kind of improve the product. I always kind of check that. And then if you do want to give access to technical support on Google's end, you can check that. That's helpful if you're talking to a support person and maybe they can't figure out what's going on with your particular account based on your description. They can, if you enable this, they can go in and dive in to your exact account and see what's going on hands-on. And then you can give access to account specialists, and then just some other legal things that you have to opt into. And then, I'm going to discard my changes for right now. And then if you want to give people access to your overall account, usually don't advise this unless it's like in a company. So if you want to give access to everybody in your company of all the properties and views inside of your account, that's doable. But if you're managing multiple websites within an account, you don't want everybody to have access to every individual website's analytics, then you're not going to want to do this. But if you do, you can just add somebody's email, just put in Corey@Corey.com, and then you can adjust the settings based on how much access you want them to be able to see. So if it's a client or if it's maybe a contract or something like that, read and analyze is a great option for that. Just allows them to log into the account and look at the information. Collaborate is one step of more access there, and then edit. Obviously, you can jump in, edit information in the account, set up filters, name different types of search functions and things like that, set up reports, set up sending of reports, and then managing users is the highest level of access, and they can come in here and add different permissions for new email addresses. And then once you set all that up, you can notify the user by email and just let them know that they do have access. So that's all available in the account, property, and view section. And then next up, I'm going to discard my changes again, all filters. The one thing to keep in mind with all filters, or with the filters tab, is that almost everybody should do is when you go into your filter, I'm just going to call it my IP. And what this does is you can exclude traffic from certain sources, certain areas, certain regions. There's a whole list of things that you can exclude traffic from so it doesn't muddle up your data. The one thing that almost everybody should do is exclude your IP address or your office's IP address, because you don't want to be making decisions based on information of internal traffic. People from your company searching on your website are going to have a different mindset and different goals when they're looking on it, mostly just for edits or things to fix or new ideas to test, rather than people that are searching for, coming to your website and looking to buy something or contact you or whatnot. So when we go on to the filter, I'm going to say traffic from IP address, and then if you want to, you can say find my IP, and it'll tell you your IP address right there. But you can go ahead and block that, and then you can apply the filters to views. So I have a view set up for my website, and then I can add that filter to that selected view. And then the last thing I want to touch on in the account section is the change history. So I can see who's been added to the account, who's been granted access, who's accepted, and then other changes like the filters will be in here, and other things that you add to the account. So it's helpful to see if there are multiple people in your account and you notice something a little bit different. You can see who made the change, when the change was made, and what that particular change was.